Welcome back, gang. Property Chef. We're gonna do the Nassau market now. I usually drop this on a Wednesday, but this time I dropped it on Friday. It's just been pretty busy. Got some new listings coming up. Things are keeping me busy. So anyway, we're gonna get these Nassau video done. And let's get only the last week of sales. I'm gonna stick with the Wednesday to Wednesday, 14th to the 21st. We have 211 sales that have taken place in Nassau County. So let's jump in. We got a little bit of activity in some towns here. Two. Bethpage has 3. East Meadow. Look at this. East Meadow's got a lot of sales. Busy in that town this month. Let's check this one out. Let's see. Big jump here. So we got what is this? 2350 Amherst Street. This is 5 beds, 3 full bath, taxes at $12,956. And looks like a nice, clean, livable house, hardwood floors. This is kind of what people look for. It's got a little bit of an open concept there, but some of these things probably still going to get updated by the next person. Kitchen's on the small side. But this is like your typical Long Island house. Look at they got I take that back. I'm saying this is your typical Long Island house, and then I'm about to say they got a little bit of design element going on in here. And it's nice. It's nice. Whoever picked these colors did a good job. You got a finished basement. What a wonderfully designed home. Little canopy here. Sit out in the rain and chill. That's the garage too. Wow. Very nice. Very nice home. So they asked for 729. They got 795. 14 days on market. Super fast. All right, let's run the numbers and pretend that you bought this house. So we got a 795 purchase price with 20% down. We're going to assume the interest rate is 6.35. Very doable these days. And we'll say property taxes here say $12,956. No private mortgage insurance needed. Let's say $2,000 per homeowner's insurance. All right, your monthly payment on this house in this scenario would be $6,192 a month. Oh, I made a mistake. That sounds way too high. Hold on. Down payments got I didn't click percent. You can't put down $20. Forget that. That was definitely a mistake. There you go. 5,203. That sounds more like what it should be. So yeah, 20% down. So 20% is going to be $160,000. And in that monthly payment, the 5,203, $1,080 a month is going towards tax. So that's that's covering your taxes. If you escrow the taxes into the mortgage, it's all rolled into there. And like I tell you every video, you do not have to put down 20%. So I'm also going to do this calculation at the minimum down payment, which is 3.5. And I say that all the time because that's what we're trained to say. But at the same time, I have seen loans out there where people put down 3% and 1%. So it can happen. It can happen. There are other ways to get it. Your payment goes up, but you can put down less. So here in this scenario where we put down the minimum, which is 3.5, you only need to bring about $30,000, $28,000 to the closing table. Well, that's your down payment. And then your monthly payment jumps up $1,300 from the last number I told you. So 5,000 became 6,031. I'm sorry, 6,371. You have $351 going to private mortgage insurance, which is kind of a lot, but whatever, it is what it is. You need to have it. The nice thing about private mortgage insurance is that if your house goes up in value, let's say 6 months or a year later, turns out your house becomes super wealthy, or you did some renovations to it, and now it's just worth more, or your neighborhood went up in value, whatever it is, you have the equity. If your equity is now greater than 20%, you can call the bank, they'll send an appraiser out, and then they will drop the PMI if you have the equity in your property. So you don't have to pay it for the full term. If we do 5% down, you bring a little bit more money to the closing table. PMI is basically the same, monthly payments basically the same. You might as well do the 3.5. You can do 10% down as well. And in that scenario, yeah, you're not changing much. I mean, you're bringing a lot more money, but your payment is not moving that much. Sometimes you look at the situation and you say, all right, you know what? I'd rather pay an extra $300 a month, but I don't have to bring $40,000 more than, you know, the minimum, which was 3.5. 3.5, you had to bring 28 grand. At 10% down, you have to bring 79,500. And it was only a $300 a month difference. So keep that in mind. Let's get a quote on title insurance here for the buyer. This is gonna be the buyer's closing costs that we're gonna go over. So we're gonna do New York, Nassau, purchase, residential, one family, 795,000. And we're gonna just keep it nice and easy. The numbers, I'm gonna say 20% down because it's always just a cleaner calculation, easy to count. Let's do this. No PMI, it's off. Okay, 5,200. Good. Mortgage amount, because you're gonna have to pay mortgage tax. Hold on, I got someone at my door. My dog's barking. Barking at the Amazon man. All right, so anyway, title insurance quote, you're gonna pay about $2,985 for the policy, and then you're covering the lender's policy as well at $730. You're gonna have the mortgage tax, which is a significant number, $5,058. You have all these miscellaneous fees going on here, and more of these, you know, fees that are going to be charged. That's all part of the filing process. So part of the buyer's closing costs here is going to be $11,582.43 plus $2,000 for an attorney fee. And let's just assume that you got bank fees, and we'll say 1.5%, like we always do, which I think is an overestimate. You know, you don't always get charged points, but I'd rather give you guys a conservative number here and say, bring this much money with you. And then if you don't spend it all, you don't spend it all. Great. So you need about $25,500 to bring to closing with you. And this is roughly like 3%. Because watch, if I do 795 times 0.03 times 0.03, yeah, it's pretty close. Not that far off, right? So that's why we just tell people, you know, it's going to be approximately 3% on the buyer side for your closing costs. All right. Now on the seller side, let's assume that they were paying a 4% commission, which is kind of normal when the price is about 800. You know, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 6. It really depends who you hire and what they're doing and what you're paying for. Sometimes it's worth it to pay more money, because if you're hiring someone who gets you more money, I mean, it's just a no-brainer. You got the good salespeople charge more. It is what it is. So we got $795 with 4% commission is $31,800 plus an attorney fee again. And then we're gonna have transfer tax divided by 1,000 times 4. Add that back to the other charges. Seller's closing costs are going to be $36,980. All right, that's what it's going to cost to sell, not counting paying off a mortgage, obviously, too. Let's see if they had a mortgage. It's always fun to look that stuff up. Let's go to Nassau County. And people, you know, sometimes ask me, they're like, oh, how do you find out all this information? I'm like, well, you got to realize that all this stuff is public record. I'm not pulling up anything exclusive, but any realtor who's good at what they do should be able to pull this stuff up. So it seems like there's no mortgage. There was no mortgage, which congratulations to them. That's awesome. Let's see if there was ever a mortgage. I mean, maybe we have one from the past. Look at that. So the realtor valuation system says that it's worth this much, and they got that much. That they hired a good agent. They probably charged a little more, but they made more money. Good work. So it looks like, when did they buy it? When did they buy it? Do we have, oh, we don't have a purchase history. Okay. Previous listing. Usually I could find what the person paid for it, but all right, so it's not here this time. Anyway, congratulations to those people. They got $795 on a house that was worth about $730. So they did awesome. They hired a good agent. That's definitely a good person to hire. So let's find another one. So East Meadow's got a ton of activity. What's going on in Farmingdale? Here's another one, big jump. Look at this. 111 Fallwood Parkway. So let's see. They got 700, taxes 12,598, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths. I have a friend who lives on Fallwood. I know some people there. They asked for 625 and they got 700, 14 days on market. So super fast. They got a way high offer. It's got some nice patio work in the front. Wood floors look good. Nice looking house. I mean, no complaints on my end. You know, looks fine. Photos look good. The marketing looks good on the listing. You know, they did a good job here. Looks like they got a finished basement. There's a little pool in the back. What's going on this walls? I guess that's just the style. That's everywhere. Nice Cambridge stone patio. I mean, house looks very good. All right, cute backyard. So they asked 700 and they got, no, I'm sorry, they asked 625 and they got 700, 75,000 over asking. So let's run these numbers here so you can take a look. Actually, we just did an 800. So let me find a house that's like in the 500s and show you guys what that would cost you. Got some activity here in Garden City. We may come back to those. Ooh, what is this in Glen Cove with a big price drop? I feel like I've pulled up this listing before. Where have I seen this listing? I've seen this listing. Yeah, I've definitely pulled this up in another video. Maybe the day overlapped because I pulled it up on the 14th. That's what it was. Let's find another one. No, I want to get like a 500,000 house. Here we go. There we go. Hicksville, 569. Let's check this one out. So 3 beds, 1 full bath. Not a fan of the photos. They were clearly taken with someone's cell phone. But I get it because the house itself is not that attractive. So, you know, maybe not worth spending so much money on marketing. But I mean, what does a photographer cost? I get a photographer to come in for like a little more than $100, $150, something like that. So this is yeah, house is in beat up shape, you know. I guess it's got solar panels or something. Yep, it's got solar panels. All right. So taxes are 9,178. They asked for 569 and they got 595. 9 days on market. Wow. 9 days on market, and it's still, even as house is beat up, they still got like 30,000 more than they asked for. So let's run these numbers. Let's see, because I want to show you guys. You know, this is the most popular price point. In the 5 to 600. So let's see what this would cost you. Taxes are 9,178. No private mortgage insurance. All right, so this would be $3,893 a month, and you'd be putting down about $119,000. All right, now let's do the minimum down payment. It'd be 3.5 with the private mortgage insurance added back. This house would cost you $4,767 a month with the minimum down payment. And you got $263 going to private mortgage insurance. But look, your down payment is 100 grand less than the last one. So big difference. And it doesn't have to be 3.5. I mean, you could put down whatever. Let's say we put down 12%. Right? Here's your payment. 4,429. Now it may adjust a little bit. These are super rough estimated numbers, by the way. Your credit score comes into play. Your like there's a whole bunch of debt to income ratio comes into play. There's a bunch of things that are going to determine, you know, what your payment's going to be and what your rate's going to be. You need it to be customized to you. So this is like a super general scenario. Don't think like, oh, I found a house that's $595. My payment's going to be that. No, it's not. It's got to be customized to you. But you know, it's still getting you pretty close. If these numbers sound good, usually a customized number will probably be more favorable. And so, all right, so we got a payment there. Now let's look at some closing costs. We got a 595 house, and we're gonna assume the title insurance here. Now I'm just not gonna assume it, I'm just gonna do it. Give me a new quote, please. Back to form. All right, New York, Nassau County. Purchase residential, one family, 595. And let's do a 20% down payment. There's something else to consider too, is like the more money you put down, I know it lowers your monthly payment, but it also lowers your closing costs because it's less money that you pay in mortgage tax. So we got all together, all in, so there's a mortgage tax number. $9,440 going to title cost. Okay. 9,440 plus attorney fee. This is the buyer side, so let's assume again 595 times 0.015% in bank fees, add it back to the other number, which was 11,440. You need about $20,500 in closing costs, and the down payment in this scenario was what? It was at 20%. 20% down payment was like 120. Yep, 120. Right? Again, you don't have to put down 20%, but look how much better the mortgage payment is. The tax numbers are lower. Like, it's just sometimes saving the money is worth it. Also, not for nothing, you're on market, you're making offers on properties, and you know that you gotta like beat out your competition. And if you show them like, look, I'm putting down 20%, chances of getting your offer accepted are actually higher than saying putting down 3%. The reason for that is because, like, let's say you're in a bidding war and the house price goes up. Like the price of this house started at 569 and they got 595. Now the seller is all excited that you're offering them more money, but you could offer them $1 million. It doesn't matter. The house needs to appraise for what you're offering in order for you to get a mortgage. Unless you're buying cash, you have to make sure that house appraises. So when an offer comes in, especially when it's over asking, sellers now, they get a little cautious and they say like, well, I'd rather go with the person who has the higher down payment, because if the house doesn't appraise, they can still pay me what they promised. We could just lower their down payment a little bit, right? So let's say you're putting down 20%, right? That means your loan amount is 476. And let's say the house appraises $10,000 less. So your loan amount has to go up $10,000. All right, fine. So whatever this number is now, let's just do the math. 595, 0 minus 486. 486, there's a 0. That's the down payment now. Duh. Okay, there you go. Now the numbers work. Look what, so originally the monthly payment was $38.93. The monthly payment became $41.78 because you have the private mortgage insurance back, right? But at the same time, you can close the deal with the money that you promised the seller. You promised the seller $595. You could still give them the $595, take 10 grand out of your down payment. Your mortgage payment went up $200. Okay, fine. But at least they could still do the deal. So that's why sellers kind of look for the higher down payment, not just the higher offers. Like the highest offer doesn't always win. Right. So I hope that was for somebody. I hope that helped you. Flipping through, we got some look at this, Levittown. Tons of activity in Levittown. If I had a house in Levittown, look at this. I mean, this is the month to sell it. Big jump right here, 100 grand. Wow. Wow. Why? Where is this on the map? It's close to the schools. It's a nice area. I get it. Wow. Big jump. Wait, where'd my listing go? I'm going back to that one. I want to look at it. So taxes is 16,800, 4 beds, 2 full baths. All right. Nice looking backyard. Big property. Got some solar panels there. Wood panel walls, older bathrooms, Levitt kitchen, fireplace right here. This is your boiler, laundry right here. This is how the Levitt townhouses were all designed. They were built by John Levitt. He made them all the same. So literally every house in Levittown is going to have fireplace and boiler right there in the kitchen, unless the homeowner moved them. They can move them, but for the most part, that's how they're all built. Well, it looks like it's a decent sized house. So that's probably where the value is. Oh, it's got a second kitchen. There we go. Now I understand. Now I understand. Is it zone 2 family? No, it's a single family. 2 beds, 4 beds, 2 baths, 2 kitchens, extra mother, daughter by permit. New owner must apply. All right, there you go. So that's why the property was so hot. They asked for 649. They got 750, 745. But look at this. It was on market 229 days. How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. I can't comprehend that. You figure at some point they were probably receiving offers, but like the seller was probably like, no, no, no. And then to go 100 grand over ask blows my mind. It blows my. It just goes to show you. You think you know how to like figure things out when it comes to real estate, and you don't. You don't. You just can't figure it out. Can't understand things. Went temporarily off market for a little while. Well, that was before going pending. I can't understand how it would be 100 grand over ask after so many days on market. Oh man, I got no answer for you guys. I'm sorry. I wish I had some more insight to share, but there's not much information on the listing. But it just goes to show you, like, you think like, oh, it's been on market for a while, I'm going to offer less. There's no guarantee you're getting it. There's no guarantee. Guys, if you want to custom one of these, you want to know how much your house is worth, or you want to know what you can afford and what your payment's going to be on stuff, give me a call, 516-858-9434 to Long Island, Queens, and Brooklyn. Andrew Ragusa. Look me up on Google. Google me. You see, I got a bunch of 5-star reviews. You'll be happy. Let's look at like one more here. We got, here's another one. Look at this. 100 grand over ask again. Massapequa. It's a single family. Taxes 22,100. 4 beds, 4 baths. Oh, it's on the water. Wow. Look at that view in the backyard. Small kitchens. I mean, the house itself is probably a little on the small side, but you're on the water. Must be cold in the winter. Probably comes with a dock. House is already raised. Yeah, it's got a little dock. Got some grassy area. If you're a boater, you know, probably would love this home. If you got a boat, I would love to have a boat before I die. What a nice place to live, huh? All right, so they originally asked $995. Then they dropped the price to $839. They may have done a bunch of price drops. Let's take a look, because that seems like a far drop for me to believe it happened all at once. So we got open house, did lots of open houses. So first they dropped to $929, then the open houses, then $799, then open houses, then back up to $839. Open houses, $749. They probably drove this agent crazy. All right, and then they accepted an offer over here July 24th. And they asked for $749, they got $840. 63 days on market. Good for them. Congratulations. Guys, I want to make these videos short and sweet for you. If you want to know how to calculate your closing costs, or you want to know what it costs to buy a house, we'll flip through some more of these comparables. We can open up town by town, wherever you want to buy a house. Just reach out to me. I'll see you in the next video. New cooking videos coming out. All of them happening right now. Thanks for stopping by.